Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mompreneur Truth Talks. Today, I have Sydney O'Brien. She is an Instagram strategist, and we are going to have so much fun talking about Instagram. Welcome, Sydney.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yes, I always love chatting with mompreneurs. And so I'm so glad that we connected because I think visibility, social media, Instagram is something that needs to be talked about for moms because it's not easy when you're doing all the things.
It's really not, yeah, but there are definite ways where you can make it still work on like a busy mom schedule, and I'm always so happy to share that.
Yes. So please, let's just jump right in with, well, I want to know what you love about Instagram.
Personally, I love it because of the connection aspect. I am a military spouse, so we move a lot, and I'm also like very introverted in real life. So being able to like find my people online made a world of difference for me when I was like moving to new parts of the country and like didn't know anyone at all. So it was a lifesaver there.
That is a great point because even if you're not moving, it's hard to meet other moms when you are in the midst of all the things and you're busy and maybe you just want to stay in your sweats because you're breastfeeding or all the different stages that you go through.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
remember being really lonely. And so I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, social media, a great way to connect with other moms.
Yeah, it can definitely pull you out of that like the newborn isolation. Finding other people who are kind of like going through it with you is very helpful.
And to know, yes, that you're not alone, and that, especially when you see those authentic profiles and you connect with them, so that you see, like, oh, okay, it doesn't have to look perfect. Because as we know,
Yes.
mom life is not perfect.
No, yeah, it's definitely not the aesthetic type of post you can see on there sometimes, but seeing like the real messy moments is also very validating.
Yes,
Yeah,
so nice. And quick little side note, you had 3 kids in 4 years. Is that correct?
that is true. Yes.
That because I was calculating. I thought it was about the same for me as well. So, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, there we are.
Yeah, whew, it's rough.
It's a lot. How old are they now?
Now mine are 4, 6, and 7. How are old are
Okay.
yours?
Oh, mine are older. So I'm in the 19, 18, and 16 phase, which brings
Yeah.
a whole other dynamic to it when they can drive.
Right. I can imagine.
Yeah, but still, it's great. I think having kids together, like so close. I mean, I don't know about you, but when they were younger, I was out, blah. But now that they're a little bit older, it's pretty cool to watch them hang out. Have you found that it's nice that they're close in age?
Sometimes. I think we're still kind of like in the thick of it. We also homeschool, so they're like with me a lot of the time. I mean, we have like classes and like sports and stuff, but we're all together a lot, so we kind of get sick of each other sometimes. There's a lot of sibling fights, but it is like those times where they are all playing together like so happily, it just melts my heart. Yeah.
Isn't that
So
nice?
I'm excited to see how it changes as they get older.
Yeah. Well, so I definitely want to talk about Instagram and strategy, but I'd also like to know, because I'm sure listeners would like to know. So if you are homeschooling and running your business and moving around, how do you manage that all?
A lot of planning when I can, but I mean, I say that, but it's also really hard to do. So sometimes I'm just like flying by the seat of my pants. I try to do as much as I can, but my kids are also neurodivergent, so there are some days where they can be on their own for a little while playing and it's fine. There are other days where I have to be super hands-on every minute of the whole day. So it really depends. And I mean, owning my business and having that flexibility is kind of key to supporting my family because that's what my family needs. But yeah, planning as much out as I can, even if it's just like the barest minimum, just like the concept of a plan, having something down. So I have something to like work off of next time I like sit down and I have 5 minutes to do something and I'm not starting from scratch. Makes a big difference for sure.
Yes, I'm a big on organization. My Google Calendar is one of my best friends besides
Yeah.
Claude AI.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it because things change and seasons change with our kids
hmm
and activities and what they need in the moment. And so I appreciate you being honest about that of no, it's not going to be perfect and it changes day to day sometimes or hour by
Yeah.
hour actually. Yeah.
Yes, it really does. So I think that is like another reason to show why mompreneurs need different business advice, different Instagram advice. Like we have to have that adaptability and flexibility to it so we can like build our own businesses and support our families that way, but also still support our families like hands-on when they need it.
Yes, the great part about having your own business. So
hmm
let's talk about Instagram because I know when I talk to clients and they haven't really thought about visibility. It's more of they've just been doing their side hustle or whatever it is to grow their product or service. And then I bring in, well, what about visibility? And what about Instagram and different platforms? And they kind of go, oh, it's a lot to think about. So how do you help moms or are you focused specifically on mompreneurs?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mompreneurs, helping other moms do what they can on Instagram because it can be super overwhelming, especially when the advice you normally see for Instagram isn't very mom friendly. Like, no one can film a whole bunch of trending reels. Like, 9 times out of 10, I'm looking like a mom goblin. I'm not interested in being on camera. I can't do it. Um, and I don't have the energy or brain space to like show up every day on Instagram. I don't.
Hmm.
So I know other moms are the same, but you can still make it like really beneficial for your business because, like I mentioned earlier, that connection piece, you can have that in your business when you have a personal brand and it makes a world of difference for lead generation and sales.
Yes. Yeah. Tell us about lead generation. I don't, some people may be like, I don't know what she's talking about.
Oh, yes. So when you're on Instagram and people find your account, you can nurture them, talk to them. They'll comment on your post. You have DM conversations. And if they sign up for your email list, your lead magnet, anything like that, they're now a lead and you can work with them. Well, not work with them yet, but nurture them more so they eventually hire you or buy from you.
Yes. Oh, that's such a great way of explaining it. Thank you. Sometimes I get in my head with strategy and I'll just say terms and then I need to remember like, okay, you've been doing this a while, but not everybody knows what that means. And that can be overwhelming as well. Well,
Yeah.
how's your lead gen? And, go in
Oh yeah, especially
analytics.
yeah, especially when there's lingo for it too, and it's not like there's like too many acronyms. It's hard to keep track
Yes.
of.
Yes. Well, what would you say to a mom who is interested, a mompreneur who is interested in being on Instagram, but she's not sure what to plan, how to do it? Where would you tell her to
Mhm.
start?
Sure. The first thing I would do is set boundaries with how much like how much time you want to spend on Instagram. Because you don't have to post like 3 times a day or even once a day. I think I share posts maybe 4 times a week. You
Okay.
don't have to go crazy. You really don't. So set those boundaries because no one wants you to burn out. It's Instagram is not worth it. And then from there, find I teach this method called the 5 steps to sales. And the first part is having the right followers because we're not looking for vanity metrics. We want to make sure we have the people, our followers are in our target audience, so they actually engage and actually convert into either leads or clients or buyers, depending on what business model you have. But
Hmm.
if you're just following random real trends, hoping to get like reach 10,000 followers just because it makes you look more legitimate, it doesn't necessarily help your business. And as a busy mom, we don't have that time to waste. I would rather we focus our time on actionable metrics, things that actually help our business. So, focusing on quality followers by knowing who you're talking to is the very first step.
Okay.
And then from there, I always stress starting conversations with your audience, whether it's comments or DMs, working on that connection piece so that one, if it is in comments, it helps your stuff get seen. by more people, which is always nice. And then two, you can start to nurture people, like I mentioned before, for lead generation or for direct to sales, which is always nice as well.
Yes, we like sales.
Yes.
We like to be able to take our families on trips and different things like that.
Pay
Yeah.
for all the kids' activities, all those things.
Yes, sports is whoo.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the connection, I think people are a little, at least what I've heard from my clients, they get a little overwhelmed by DMs also. And so do you have a tip for that of how to, because I find sometimes I'll forget to look at my DMs and then I think, oh my gosh. So do you kind of have a tip around that of helping them either remember or engage?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first, if you are DMing people, you can tag them in your DMs as leads. So there'll be like a little flag mark next to them. So that's like a nice visual reminder to follow up with them, in Instagram itself. And then normally, like once every day or two, depending on how busy I am, I will set aside 10 to 15 minutes and just go in and respond to all my comments and like reply to all the DMs. And I set a timer. Otherwise, I will get sucked in and just start like doom scrolling. But yeah, an important thing to
Same.
do. And having them flagged in Instagram itself makes it very easy to follow up.
Thank you. I did not realize that you could do that. It's very
Yeah,
helpful.
if you're like in the actual message, there's like a little three dots up in the corner. You can tap it and flag them as a lead. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You just saved me a lot of time. Thank you.
Of course.
That's why you're the Instagram strategist.
And then another bonus tip there, those same people, if you go to their page, you can add them to your favorites. So they'll show up first in your lead. So you can nurture them by like commenting on their stuff, which is easier now because they'll show up first in your feed.
Yes. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hmm.
Save you some time.
Save me, yeah, a lot of time. And setting the timer. I think that is, well, I know it's important because I tend to do that myself. Is, oh, I see that one, and then I start scrolling and
Yeah.
yes, just go down
And then
rabbit
next thing
holes.
you know, it's been like an hour.
Yeah, and I was supposed to start dinner.
Same.
Hey, that's okay. So where can people find you? I assume Instagram is your main. So if you want to give
Yes,
it
it
your
is.
handle.
Yep. My handle is at socially.yours.strategist. And then I also have a podcast called Mompreneur Mastery where I share all the Instagram things.
And yes, I will put both of those in the show notes because I love that we're both doing podcasts. I don't know about you. Are you finding it easy to find time to record? Are your kids quiet? Because usually my dog will start barking. My kid just walked in. It's a little bit of
I have to bribe my children with screen time and snacks. They are literally upstairs right now watching like PBS Kids, like chowing down on some snacks. So whatever you gotta do.
You know what? That's the real though. Like, yes,
Yep.
here, mommy needs to work. You need to be quiet or attempt to be for a minute and get along.
Right. Yes, that's the biggest part. Get along.
Get
No
along.
bloodshed, please.
Yes, yes. I think we will be working on that for decades, but it's all good. Oh my gosh. So you have given some great tips. Thank you. That's really great for help with your DMs. And then as far as I love that you said you don't have to post 3 times a day or even every day because I know that if you look at influencers or you start looking around, you feel like everybody is always posting and it can be daunting of I just don't have the time or yeah, I don't want to be on camera today or all the different things. Sick kids. And so it's nice to know that it doesn't have to be every single day in order to be visible and connect.
Yeah, for sure. I've honestly talked to people who have tried posting like 3 times a day for more visibility, but their engagement goes down a lot and they
Hmm.
just get burnt out. So I would much rather focus on quality than quantity and not lose my mind. So
Yeah, it's interesting
yeah.
you said engagement goes down. I didn't even think of that either.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why. Like, these were other business owners a couple months ago that told me they experimented with this for a couple weeks. And I didn't look too closely at like what they were posting, but I'm wondering if it was like because they were just trying to put stuff out there, it wasn't maybe as like keyword focused or as like super
Mhm.
relatable for their audience, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's interesting findings for sure.
Definitely. And oh my gosh, when you said keyword, that was, we could do a whole nother episode on keywords.
Yes.
But that's okay. The point of why I wanted to bring you on here is to show other mompreneurs that you can just get started with the visibility, the connection, the DMing, and it doesn't have to
hmm
be so scary and overwhelming.
Absolutely. I think if you are feeling overwhelmed, the best place to start is think about maybe three things that your audience is struggling with and that you help them solve, and talk, like share stories about it from yourself, give like tips about it. Um, and if you can think of like two tips and like one story for each of those three things, you have like 10 posts right there. Um, so
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be super complicated.
Another great tip. And I find if I can, like, if I get off of here and I go do what you told me to do and I can get it
Mhm.
on paper, then I will actually do something with it. Yeah. Get that
Yeah, I
out
always feel
down.
like I have to have some kind of like framework or plan to follow. Otherwise, it's just too abstract and I won't ever actually do it. So
Yes.
having at least like a thing like, okay, three pain points, three struggles that my people are having, and then yeah, go from there.
Nice. Yeah. So helpful, Sydney. Thank you.
Of course.
So, everyone, go follow Sydney. And if you want help growing your Instagram and learning how to do all these fun things, reach out to her because obviously she knows what she's talking about. So, yeah, thank you for joining me today. This was fun.
Yeah, it really was. I love getting to talk to other mom business owners who just get it.
And keep it real because we're all doing
Yeah.
the best we can and trying
hmm
to put our families first, which you are doing as well, I can tell. And so, yeah, let's keep doing this.
Yep.
All right, everyone, we will see you next time on Mompreneur Truth Talks.
Thank you for spending time with me today in Mompreneur Truth Talks. Before you go, please do me a quick favor. If this episode spoke to you, please like, follow, or leave a review. Your feedback helps other ambitious moms find these conversations about designing a business and life that work together. All right, moms, I'll see you next time. And remember, success isn't about sacrifice or balance. It's about creating harmony and taking action steps that feel right for you.